India and the United States 2+2 talks, third meet, a review. On the 27th of October, India and the United States held the third meeting of 2+2, that is between the foreign and the defense ministers of the two countries. United States Secretary of State Mr. Michael Pompeo and Secretary of Defense Dr. Mark Esper were in Delhi, and along with the Indian Minister for External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar and India's Minister for Defense Mr. Rajnath Singh held the third 2+2 dialogue. The dialogue comes just a few days before the United States presidential elections on 3rd of November. It underlines the significance that is being attached to the Indo-US strategic partnership, that the presidential elections are not going to impact the trajectory of the same, given the bilateral consensus in both the countries of forward movement on Indo-US relations. While some observers have commented that this is a signaling towards China, well, it is. At the same time, the Indo-US strategic partnership stands in its own stead and is likely to progress steadily forward regardless of relations with China by both the countries. Now let us check out what was achieved during the 2+2 dialogue. Firstly, cooperation during COVID-19 pandemic was emphasized. Particularly, both sides reiterated the resolve to strengthen the cooperation in development of vaccines, therapeutics, diagnostics, ventilators, and so on. Secondly, a shared vision for the Indo-Pacific and a global leadership was underlined. Importantly, for the first time, the Code of Conduct in the South China Sea found a mention in the joint statement. The ASEAN centrality and observance of the rules-based maritime conduct was also underlined. In the defense field, an important agreement was the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement of the BECA, which allows exchange of geospatial information by the two countries. This is the third and an important foundational agreement, with the logistics and the communications agreements already having been signed in 2016 and 2018 by the two countries. The military cooperation group will be held, a meeting will be held later this year, where complete bilateral military-to-military cooperations will be reviewed. The exercises has seen a further uptick, with the Malabar Naval Exercise being expanded to include Australia. In the field of defense industrial cooperation, the Indian side has emphasized the importance of Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense. Towards this end, it is expected that the Defense Technology and Trade Initiative will try to have some more indigenous parallel joint development cases, which will be helpful for Indian sustenance of technology and trade in the industry. In the field of defense innovation, the first meeting of the Indian Defense Innovation Organization, IDEX, and the US Defense Innovation Unit was held in July 2020, which is, I think, one or another key achievements in this sphere. There are many more dimensions to the Indo-US strategic partnership, and one of it is, of course, in counter-terrorism cooperation. Joint terrorism working group has been held, meetings have been held from time to time, and it was reiterated during the 2+2 dialogue that the ministers called on the Pakistan to take immediate, sustained and irreversible action to ensure that no territory under its control is lost or its control is used for terrorist attacks. Pakistan, of course, has raised observations on this. However, it is very well emphasized that during the recent Financial Action Task Force meeting as well, Pakistan has not been able to pass at least 6 issues which have been pointed out, and most of these issues relate to the support being provided to the terrorist leaders from Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen. Cyber, space, security were the other issues which are also emphasized. New developments are taking place in the people to